One selected topic will be about the ministry of John Wesley, an element of Fundamentalist-Modernist controversy. John Wesley was born in 1703. Most of his childhood upbringing was linked to the small English town of Epworth. He was the 15th child of Samuel and Susanna Wesley. John's father was an evangelical priest. Wesley soon decided to enter the ministry as well. He was appointed to be an ordained deacon at the year of 1725. The same source indicates that after 3 years in the gospel, John Wesley was elevated to become a priest, which he will beguile for the rest of his life. John was mainly regarded as the father of the Methodist movement. His action led to the Methodist frequent usage at the highly touted Oxford University. Distinctively, his true calling was associated with engaging in methodical and regular work, like visiting prisoners, comforting the sick and the poor at strictly stated intervals. Similar adherence to strict routine was also deployed in his study of reading of scriptures and prayers. The newspaper indicated that as a young priest, Wesley did much evangelism. In 1739, he commenced his work of the organization with the First Methodist Society. The society started with 8 to 10 people who came to Wesley with great trouble concerning their soul salvation. John Wesley organized meetings with those individuals every Thursday of every week to talk to them about the gospel. This medium formed the basis of a massive following across England and some English-speaking countries across the world. The followers adapted a structure similar to that of John Wesley. Each society was subdivided into classes. Their leaders of choice represent each class. The representative leaders was mandated to visit and talk to society members weekly. That way, those followers of Wesley were able to develop a perfect system of sharing experiences. Even though some of John Wesley's beliefs were full of contradictions and relevance to the interpretation of the Bible, he stood for a distinctive spiritual life. Wesley inspired to defend the universal originality of human spiritual needs in times of unrealistic, or rather reverent, explanation of human nature by some Enlightenment thinkers. For this reason, most historians find it inappropriate to categorize Wesley as a fundamentalist. This medium is so because Methodists traditionally were not devoted to focusing on debates and that tried to make it look like a movement with distinctive doctrines. Instead, it was zealous in demonstrating the shared human experience of spiritual bondage, infirmity, and helping humanity adapt to holiness. In other words, Wesley was more concerned about the Christian theology for believers and their capacity of countering pathological justification. The pathological justification in that case related to modernized reasoning that was countering the old Christian worldview. On another view, Wesley introduced a wide range of changes in the church. For instance, Wesley focused more on the Holy Spirit than the evangelical church traditional norms regarding the doctrine of spiritual substance. This medium depicts him as a revolutionary believer who was not afraid of trying new things, and a controversial leader who wanted change. According to the Indianapolis Journal, Methodism had 4 main characteristics: experimental, social, doctrine, and ethical. However, some of Wesley's sermons posed controversies between fundamentalists and modernists. John weathered the storm per se. He assumed that the followers perceived assurance of his partner. The perception relayed a logical contradiction for years to come.